but I don't really have a lot of projects yet because I don't have the fabric, but we did just get some fabric and we whipped out a couple of cute little projects. So I can at least start to show you now how it's going to look. What I'm going to be talking about today is the two lines, which is Spirit of America, which is this one, which a lot of you probably have already ordered and will be coming in December. And then the next one, which I'm sorry, but I love fall, and it is amazing. It is so cute. And so that one, they're taking orders, and that will be available in April. And I think we'll go ahead and start, first of all, with the Spirit of America. I know some of you have had some questions and are antsy to get it in your shop and get working with it. We love how this one turned out. We just got these, and we're so super excited. These are our first two pieces that we were able to make. And the one thing that I want to say about this collection, even if you haven't ordered it, what I would consider is actually ordering some of it anyway, because it's not just for the summer months. It's very versatile. It's got a lot of Civil War reproductions. It's got a lot of just Stacy flair put into it. And some of these, like this one, totally can read Christmas. So that's one of the things that you can look forward to in my lines in general, is there'll be a lot of mixing and matching so that you can combine them with current lines from Henry Glass and with the wool and yarn dyes that we're working with. So they're gonna all blend, and we're gonna be working hopefully on a basic line, I think at some point we talked about. So we're gonna try to keep everything going for you so you can keep mixing and matching. But how cool is that? Isn't it cool how they turned out? I know, it was so fun. I was like so excited. So we'll start off with the panel. It is just so cool seeing it on the, oh, this one is correct, sorry. On my side it was correct, I apologize. No wonder. So, no, this one's got a lot to offer. One of the things that we're known for is our block of the months through Buttermilk Basin that a lot of you do. And we're also trying to give that to you now in fabric so that you can come up and create a lot of different options with it. In the next one especially, they did a really cool quilt where you can cut and paste all these panels together and create a really neat block of the month. So all of these here are so versatile that you can go ahead and frame them. You can make them into pillows. I mean, you can also take and put some of it and put wool applique on it from our new line of wool that we have here. So I think there's a lot of things that you can do with this, and all the fabric that comes with it. Obviously, you can make patches and all kinds of quilt blocks. Let's show this one. We're going to switch over to a second. This is what you're going to be seeing on a lot of the fabric that we're going to be working with. So if this was, for example, my Spirit of America fabric, that's what we would be doing with it. We would be making a lot of the little quilt blocks to go around it, little sashings. And that's what's so fun about all these panels, is that you can totally mix and match. And with this new one especially, they have a free, if you open up the Christmas one, those flyers. Oh, I got them here. So if you open up the pumpkin one.
Pumpkin one?
Yeah, that pumpkin one. Well, here's one example that on this pumpkin one. This is what I think is so cool. This is one of the new ones that we're doing. But this is really one of our, since like I said, we're newbies, we're still kind of getting our feet wet and trying to work with, I've never worked with border prints, and I've never done panels, but I'm really starting to enjoy them. And Lisa's really been a good help, so we're able to come up with the same Stacy style, but put it in fabric for you. So the one thing that I like is that those border prints, oh my gosh, they totally just come along and make a great finish to that. And then you add your quilt blocks and your sashing, and it's just stunning. Yeah, I think so this is what you can expect more of as we get the fabric to work with. In Spring Quilt Market, we're going to be showing a lot of the fall line, and we're going to have a lot of patterns to go with it to support the line for you guys. Yeah, sure. So I want you guys to come up here afterwards Actually, I think I'll pass one around this way for you guys to look at. And then I'll pass one over here. What?
This is wool applicator.
Yes. So this is just a representation of the fabric I'll be working with. So we'll have the cottons, we'll have the yarn dyes, and then we'll go ahead and add our wool that they're also manufacturing for us. And then we're going to tie it all together to bring the look that you've all known to come and love. So these are all going to be here. Wool, yarn dyes, cotton. Isn't that like your dream one-stop shop? We got you. And they are just so supportive. So it's pretty cool. So check out those fabrics. That's the first one. So I think those are really cool. Was there any more questions on the first? Because I know a lot of you have seen it. So anybody have questions or anything on it? Lots of ideas. These are the cool things. So here, I should talk about this too. One of the things with the yarn dyes and with the wool, same thing with that. We're trying to create a happy medium between that just doesn't read seasonal. We want you to be able to keep these in your shop. We want you to be able to kit around them, reorder, and know that you're going to have good quality kits, wool, fabric, and yarn dyes. So that's one thing that we're really working hard on. Lisa's my girl over there, and the color. I know, she has to deal with my madness. Poor Lisa, we should give her a round of applause. How many times, well, Larry's been there too, doing the madness, but I am really, you know I love my colors, and you know I love my palette and designs, and I think it's really important that you get exactly what I produce, so that you can have your customers have the same look, style, everything. And like I said, our goal is really, I think, to try to keep a lot of them, especially some of the wool and the basics, so that you can know that you can get that same red. If you already used it all for your Christmas, it's going to be coming out for February. So. You know, we can get, once we get some fabric and once we get some of that rolling, this is a good question. This is all new to me, you know, how they work. And one of the things that we're trying to do is the free patterns. And so this is stuff that you can just hop online, click and print, hand out to all your customers, or you can kit it and just include this in your kit. And so it's got everything set for you with the measurements, with everything. And now we can also do that. Ours have all the measurements and everything too, but we could work with them and try to get if you wanted to do like 20 or something. Yeah, you could do anything that you need. You just need to communicate, because if we don't hear what you need, we can't help it. Well, I can, they need to hear it. So they're the ones that you need to talk to. So I think we'll just go ahead and we'll jump right into the pumpkin one. I'll stand over here. So this is the new one that you're able to order now. You know I love fall, so this was really, of my two, my favorite one to do so far. And I'll say that next spring when I'm doing another one too. Oh, this is my new favorite. So what we did here is we played off the Buttermilk Basin Pumpkin Farm. Colors in this one are stunning. I'm sure you can hop online too and look at them all. But we've got some Civil War reproduction. We've got some Stacy twists on it that coordinate well. This border print is fabulous. There are so many things you can do with this one. You can just fussy cut them and make anything, almost in any project you can put it on. Even the little hexies that everybody's in love with, correct? You can cut some of those out, right? Okay, so panel is absolutely stunning. There's so much you can do with that one too. And I think even just as simple as framing some of it, even if you just quilted it. And this one especially lends itself to a little more wool applique. So you could go ahead and take some of that wool, and even if you're a new shop who doesn't really have much wool, it would be nothing for you to get, they have 8 yards, I believe. So they're 8-yard bolts. So even if you got in, say, 3 colors or something just to start with, you could totally do a little kit up. And you could totally, like, for example, do his pumpkin face just with the orange and black. So I think don't be scared if you haven't had wool. I know a lot of you have because I see a lot of my regulars here. So I know most of you are chomping at the bits to get this wool. So and that's one of the things, and that's why it is so important to talk to them, because this is new for them, but it's not new for us. This is what we love and our customers have grown to love. We got the Woolly Block Adventure lady here, and so I know we're all doing that. So they are going to be a good source for you to get all those wools at a reasonable price, ready to go, so that you can pass that along to your customers. Yes? 100.
Is it felted?
No.
No. But it is, so it's brought, you could technically, if you use the soft fuse method, you can totally just take it off the bolt. And I want to make sure you know that, because this is the quality, if you want to pass this around too. The quality of the wool that they're producing is really good. And so don't.
One side.
Yeah, one side, it's what's called brushed on the one and not the other, which is a standard thing. And once they get going, who knows what else we can do with it. We're just getting our feet wet. So don't be afraid to use the soft fuse with that right off the bolt. You're going to be fine, especially if you're new to it. That there's nothing wrong with that, because the quality is so good that you're able to do that. And for those of you who want to felt it, obviously that's just a simple thing which many of you probably know, or if you don't, you can always call me. I'm happy to help you. But basically all you're doing is you're shocking the wool. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to wash it in a warm water, and then with a little bit of soap, and then you're going to shock it in cold water. That's what's felting, and then all it needs is like 10 minutes in the dryer. So it's really not a hard process, and you can go ahead and cut however many yards. You can probably do 3-yard pieces is the biggest that we felt at a time. But we've never had a problem. The only thing you don't want to do is do it in really hot water and then shock it with cold, because what's going to happen is it'll shrink a little bit more. Don't panic. If you didn't check your settings or whatever, you're not going to wreck the wool, but you'll just have more of a shrinkage. And the shrinkage on this wool is very minimal. So you'll be able to get a very good size still fat quarter and everything out of it. It doesn't shrink much. So moving on, this is what we're going to start with for our first really cool textures besides the one plaid. How many have you ever seen the wool like this? Not me. I'm so super excited to get it. I can hardly stand it. Aren't you? I know. You're sitting there. That's right. That's right, girls. So again, these are going to be basics that you're going to need. Golds, greens, blacks, orange. I mean, you're going to need that orange for those snowman noses. Don't tell me you're not. And spring for carrots. So it's really got a good start. And then we put some awesome, fun prints together. Because you know that I like to come up with, where's my quilt? Right there. You know I love plaids and textures, and so can you imagine now we're doing all these projects and then we can come up with some really cool yarn dyes around for the borders, or just with wool applique. I know. Yes.
What's the width of the wool?
The width of the wool is
52 to 54 inches wide.
okay, so 52 to 54. So it's still going to be the larger one. So I think that would be probably 16 by 20 something when it's done. Or 18 by 20. It doesn't shrink much, so you should be good. So then we have that lovely coming out. We already talked about this. This is another awesome free project that they have that's in your handout. So again, you can order your variety pack of fabric, and they've got it all set for you to go, to just download that pattern and print them. And I think that's what's really cool too, is that you're going to be able to get out of the gate with projects that you can start on right away to support the line. And the last one was this one, which is absolutely adorable, where they put the quilt blocks on the top and bottom, brought in some more fabric for sashing, and then we finished it with the different sections. The cool part too about that border stripe or print is that it's got different you know, there's so many rows that you have so many options. The options just are endless. So you can put one section of it this way, and then you can accent it with the other, you know, a couple rows down below or on top. So lots of options with that. And I really want the feedback on that, the border strip. I want to see what you do. So you should always tag Buttermilk Basin, because I know I see a lot of you on Instagram and on my Facebook. And you should also tag Henry Glass so that we can see what you're doing, and if there's something that also sparks us, because not only do we love to inspire you, we love to get inspired by you guys too in the project that you do. Because I know many of you are creative, because when I come and teach at your shops, I see what you guys got going on. So, good job. So this is just some more of the type of stuff that we will be working with when we get our wool. For those of you who like to do monthly programs, that's something that I would really encourage you to do. If any of you follow or don't follow us, I'd consider following us on Facebook and Instagram. We really share also a lot of our stuff, but a lot of our customers too. And one of the things that I know that you guys all do is the block of the months and different things. These women are just dying to get into your shop, to purchase the items, to come in, hang out, stitch with you. And that's why we do a lot of things that are 12-month, but they're not a block of the month, so that they could just come in, pick their kids up, work on them at their leisure, and it doesn't have to be a huge, large project. So that's one of the things that, if you're not familiar with my company, is we do really well with having a variety of projects, so that we try to cater to all of the different people in your shop versus the one quilter. So we really are a very diversified designing little niche here at Buttermilk Basin. So this is actually called Hexie Door Greeters through the year. And we have January through September done. And the same with this, there's a Hexie that matches. So those are at our booth, which is 552. And Henry Glass's booth is
2318.
yes, so be sure to stop over there. They're giving away some cool files, nail files that you need, and they've got a lot more cool stuff to look at. Now another thing too, if you're looking still to introduce the fabric line and wool and the yarn dyes, and you want to do smaller projects, this is going to be one of your go-to projects. Features the yarn dyes for the background and in the half square triangles, and then you can come in with the prints on the little half square triangles and border, and then just bring in the wool. And this is a very doable thing. No work, they don't have to quilt it, they can just stitch it. You know, it's really a great starting point for working with wool and quilting. So I would encourage you to do this. And at the booth, we've got them where we just bound them. So you do have options too with this, where you can, yeah, we made mini quilts out of them. So they're hanging at the booth, so you can check that out too if that's something you like versus framing. But it was fun to do it this way because then we don't have to quilt it or anything, and you can just put it in the frame. So that's another option. So I think we talked pretty much about most of it. I have a couple of things to give away here. So we'll give away this one and one of our bags. So Sherry's got, I'll draw. Oh, we'll do that. Sorry, you did come in a suitcase with me, so. Anybody know this? I know. Thank you. Oh, it's not?
You dropped it.
Pick two cards. First one, this is quilting. There. Thank you so much. Okay, I'll try again. Do I have to just tell you? Do you have to tell me which one?
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, you dropped mine.
Okay, this is the one. The quilt corner.
Yes.
You want business cards? Thank you guys. You guys all make shops are out. It's so awesome. Came out to see me.
Oh, you're bringing it back.
Yeah, you get one of our project things. Thank you. You got it.